Okay, so we're going to do 174 and 181 together as a quick review. This one, if you have an inverse in parentheses, what does that allow you to do? Make a triangle. You can sing it if you want. You ready? Make a triangle. You have the best singing voice of all my groups. Okay, so we're going to take this little triangle, and this tells you can set it up. We can make a triangle. So this cosine is x, and the hypotenuse is 5. Is that part all right? So using Pythagorean theorem, this will be 25 minus x squared. So there's my triangle, made the triangle. Now you're going to take the sine of that, opposite over hypotenuse. So that's going to be square root of 25 minus x squared all over 5. That's it. That's the answer. That's the relationship. We took a ratio, turned it into an angle or arc length, and then turned it back into a ratio. This one, kind of the same story, except I'm going to give you a clue here. Whenever you have arc, you're finding the angles. So tell me, is there a formula that we've talked about that has sine of theta 1 plus theta 2 in it? Seco cosi. Yeah. This one's pretty cool. This is going to be the sine of theta 1 times the cosine of theta 2 plus the cosine of theta 1 times the sine of theta 2. There's your seco cosi. Want to hear the bad news? That makes sense, though, doesn't it? Okay, but what's different is theta 1 is just going to be arc sine of x. Arc sine of x. And theta 2 is the arc cosine of x. And you're going to get to do 2 triangles. One triangle for theta 1, which says x over 1. This will be the square root of 1 minus x squared. And one triangle for theta 2, which is, this is theta 1, this is theta 2, this is theta 1, this is theta 2. And so you're going to get x over 1 here. So the sine of this triangle, is going to be x over 1. Wait a minute, that's just x. Well, that's sine of the arc sine is just x, right? The cosine of the arc cosine is just going to be what? X. Now we got a little tricky. Cosine of the arc sine. So we use this triangle. The cosine of this is the square root of 1 minus x squared over 1. And the sine of this one, this is theta 2 triangle, square root of 1 minus x squared over 1. And when I put those together, I get x squared plus, what is the square root times the square root of 1 minus x squared going to be? Yep. And does anything nice happen algebraically? Yeah. So your answer for that one is 1. Ta-da.